Many of the images and content you're about to see are unsettling and very shocking. But the most shocking thing of all is that teens everywhere are watching these images and are calling it entertainment.
I said I'd be a pumpkin, and I am.
All right, welcome to the Strange Tape Strange Show. This is episode number 15. And today we're joined with a very special guest, the great Shea Mossefin from VVideo. Shea, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Scott. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's become kind of a tradition here to watch a commercial together.
I used to be frightened by all the wine coolers I saw. I was scared I wouldn't pick the right one. Luckily, I did. It was the most refreshing one of them all, Sun Country wine cooler. You see, Sun Country is a blend of premium white wine and real fruit juice. That's what gives it its great taste. Sun Country, say, give me the real juice cooler. If you don't say Sun Country, you'd better sleep with your lights on.
I figured since it's spooky season, we'd throw that on, a little Vincent Price.
Oh yeah, some wine coolers. That's spooky too. And he was a foodie. Did you ever see his cookbook?
I think I have, yeah.
It's pretty wild. Yeah, like Jello molds with all kinds of stuff in it. He talks about, I think he talked about this on a variety show of some kind, but he talked about cooking fish in a dishwasher.
We cooked exactly that meal in this dishwasher.
Putting Vincent Price in any non-horror scenario it always works. It's always
Yeah.
fun. I just found another commercial of him doing an ad for Tilex.
Scrubbing mildew stains is a monstrous job.
You're oddly kind of tied into the history of Strange Tapes, because in the first issue of Strange Tapes, I had just a random one-page cover scan of a movie called Executioner the Musical. It just had a little line underneath it that said, shot on video, slasher musical. And I was in Portland, where you're at, doing a tabling event, and a lady came up and was like, hey, my friend's putting this out on video. I was like, surely no one else has ever found this video, you know?
Right.
I've included it in there because I'd never seen another copy in my life. You know, it was made in Illinois, so I was like, this has got to be just a regional thing. And lo and behold, that lady was Angie Moss, who's been probably the most consistent contributor to the zine. And then she introduced me to you, and love Angie at the zine. She does great work. And
absolutely. She told me about you and I couldn't believe it. The timing of it was so nuts because I was just talking to Scott Granke, the director, and getting everything lined up. And I actually have a copy of the original tape right here.
Very nice.
That's
Yes.
the original one. Yeah. Yeah. And I found this on eBay. Strangely enough, I was looking for some other movie with Executioner in the title. And I saw it and I thought, that's weird. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I bought it. And when I hit play, my jaw hit the floor.
Let's check it out.
Got a feeling that a party's happening. I wasn't invited, so they're gonna die.
Absolutely no party.
How about if we throw them a picnic?
He'll be there. He'll find a way. He'll kill you all.
I'm just a friendly killer, oh, a friendly killer. You may think that I am a drag.
See, I knew this picnic was a bad idea.
Friendly killer, but I don't like to brag. I'm gonna die da doobie doo. I'm gonna die da doobie doo. I'm gonna die da doobie doo doo. Death is very near.
Oh my God. Yeah. We sing I'm gonna die ba doobie doo quite a bit around my house.
The whole
so
family
good.
sings that.
The whole family, all the kids. Yeah. Oh, the kids know this backwards and forwards. I have 3 kids. And with Executioner, I did all the dubbing at home in my living room. And the kids were like, oh, mom's doing more Executioner tapes. We know the whole thing backwards and forwards. Yeah. It's so good.
Killing, that's what I like.
It aired on Cablecom, I believe, in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I had found that video, I was trying to find any info on it at all, and that's all I could find was like a little write-up from, I think, that channel, some local public access maybe channel here in Chicago that streamed a bunch of his movies, I guess it seems like. But
they did, yeah. And apparently they weren't too stoked about a lot of them because his movies were he made homemade explosives for some of the special effects in Ramboner, Not a Porno, which is another Scott Granke release. Yep, there she blows.
This is Ramboner, put up by
Yeah.
VVideo, not
That's
a
right.
porno.
You call him Ramboner.
Want to give a shout out to Scott Grinke. He kind of brought us all together in a weird way.
He did, yeah.
I really appreciate the quality of your releases. Like you go full high gloss slip. Like this is not just a library clam with a Xerox inserted into the plastic. This is a real slip. And you do a zine. And most of your releases come with a zine, right?
I do, yeah. The zine is really important to me, and I think the filmmakers like it too, because it's just it gives you more about the movie. It gives you more about its history, its importance, because a lot of these didn't really get outside of their zip code.
The next one I have lined up really blew my mind when you sent it to me. And I don't know much about it. I think we should just watch it and then maybe you can explain afterwards.
Yeah, perfect.
That's like the best looking backyard movie making I've maybe ever seen.
Yeah, it might be. That was Dr. Death by
Wow.
Webster Colcord. This is the original tape. And it says copyright 1989. But I believe he shot it before then. Webster is a special effects artist. He's very accomplished. He's worked on everything from Stranger Things, South Korean movie The Host. He was, I think, one of the youngest hires at Will Vinton Studios in Portland. He started at 18 and he worked on the California Raisins. I think he did the Tang Lips.
We want that Tang fruit box.
This came into my hands through a series of serendipitous events. Eric Adrian Lee, who does a lot of my design work, found this tape at the side of the road in Portland in a free box, I believe, a long time ago. He passed it to his buddy. Fast forward many years, Eric and we were talking about the label and about my vision. And he says, oh, there's this movie that you should check out called Dr. Death that my friend has. And I get in touch with this friend. Turns out he knows Webster, and Webster and I connected and struck a deal. So
wow.
I'll be releasing Dr. Death next.
I have one more clip
Okay,
lined up.
perfect.
And it is something that you just released very recently.
Came to me through a friend, Dan Keene, who grew up in Spokane, Washington, and he was flipping channels one night through the infomercial channel around like 1 a.m. and he saw these guys running through the city, shooting at golden balls, chasing basilisks. There's like a gelatinous spirit guide from a different dimension, and became obsessed with it. Turns out it's a TV show called Dead of Night by Wayne Spitzer and Andy Kumpan. And they met in real life as overnight security guards at a mall. And they were both inspired by John Carpenter, George Romero, X-Files. They made their own TV show, often shot on the clock in their uniforms at night.
That is an unbelievable backstory.
It's so good.
Wow. So
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Only ever available on Washington Public Access, and now they're
Yep.
preserved on physical media forever.
For now, the only way you can see it is glorious VHS,
Oh,
double VHS.
amazing. Just seeing a double VHS release like that too, that really brings you back, you know.
Yeah.
It used to be reserved for things like The Godfather and Ben-Hur, and now we get Dead
Yeah,
of
right.
Night. Thank you so much, Shea, for taking the time to explain everything you do with Black Video. We're really excited about your upcoming releases and everything.
Thank you so much for having me on. This is a real thrill and a pleasure. And I'm a big fan of your show, of your zine, and of every guest you've had on too.
Until next time, keep it strange.
I've done them harm.
Fish is one of the few things you couldn't do, you know, meat or anything like that.